I see the world, feel the chill. Which way to go? Windowsills. I see the world's on a rocking horse of time. I see the verse in the rain. Oh. Hey, thanks, Tiago. Oh, dear Dad, can you see me now? I am myself, like you somehow. I'll ride the wave to where it takes me. I'll hold the pain, release me. Oh, dear Dad, can you see me now? I am myself, like you somehow. I'll wait up in the dark for you to speak to me. And now open up, release me. Did I already do the third verse or not? I forget. You read my mind. Who said move that so you can see my guitar? I was thinking that at that moment. Oh, dear Dad. I feel like I did 3 verses. Oh well. How's everybody doing? Is it raining where you are? It's raining where I am. Why did Justin Taylor's comment? Sophie, what's up? Who else do I got to say hello to? Ian, hello. Who's that? Julie. Start the day. Where do you live? On the west, or are you in the future in Australia? We brought it here. Leo, what's up, man? Hello. Oh, all right. Yeah, I guess that's sometimes I start the day at noon. I was gonna do this one next. Oh yeah, I was telling my kid about how it's my 10-year-old human, how it's summer in Australia. He didn't believe me. I'm in North Carolina, Mr. That. Ooh. Thanks for asking, Mr. Films. Yeah, we'll get there. Don't worry. I'm gonna have news, and I'm gonna share. I promise. I'm very excited to have news. We'll just say that I had a big goal. It's not a flat Earth map. I wish I was a neutron bomb. For once I could go off. I wish I was a sacrifice, but somehow still lived on. I wish I was a sentimental ornament you hung on the Christmas tree. I wish I was the star that went on top. I wish I was the evidence. I wish I was the ground for 15 million hands upraised and open towards the sky. It's my favorite guitar solo in rock and roll. I wish I was the sailor with someone who waited for me. I wish I was as fortunate as me. I wish I was a messenger and all the news was good. I wish I was the full moon shining off a Camaro's hood. Where in NC, Mike? I'm in NC. My grandmother recently passed away, and she had this thing with Russia. She loved Russia. I'm not Russian, no Russian descent, but she weirdly made me, like maybe a decade ago, she made me pick out some things of hers that I'd like to have when, inevitably one day she graduates to the next realm. And I'm not interested in those things, but I thought these were kind of cool. There's these boxes that she bought in Russia, and now it's a kazoo case. I gotta stop holding inappropriate comments. Saying "old devil" is apparently inappropriate, and so is what did TRU World said Miss Poopadoop is Russian, and I had to approve that one. That's pretty goofy. I wish I was an alien at home behind the sun. I wish I was the souvenir you kept your house key on. I wish I was the pedal brake that you depended on. I wish I was the verb to trust and never let you down. I needed an excuse to use my Ebo. The only reason to ever use an Ebo ever. Thanks, Mark. Thank you. How's everybody doing? I'm quite a bit south of you, Mr. Paisley. I'm near the small road that people call the city of Shelby. About a half hour from the South Carolina border. Uma fan, what's up, man? Yeah, I keep intending to stream more, and it just can't. And then today I was. Are you talking about I Am the Highway, Mr. World? Uma fan, it's been forever. Oh, nice, Pat. Nice. How you doing? Are you talking about I Am the Highway? Oh, I'll do 2 D songs, whatever. I'm not going to look up the lyrics to this one, so I'll probably get some wrong, but I love singing this song. I Am the Highway's intro is this weird chord. too broken up there. I yanked out this guitar, which has some hotter pickups. It is not a split coil. 1, 2. I was just talking about that song with Travis from the Levers, as it were, not just today. The I Am the Highway intro chord is it's A minor, but it's a really special A minor, and here's why. And you can do this one of two ways. I think in my video I showed you this way, and I'll show you both ways, but they're almost the same. First way is you've got and I don't know which one's correct, but they're almost the same thing. This is a Schecter. This is my homemade makeup of the Eddie Vedder's Schecter PT that he played from like verses through binaural. His neck was original. I put a telly neck on here because my neck had a rosewood or whatever the dark one is, and that would make it not match his. And these are some pickups that got yanked out of a Les Paul that I bought from someone on eBay. So that's this guitar. I love this guitar. I mean, you can't, which is no, sometimes I get stuck on binaural, and it's especially best if you listen to binaural, particularly out of the Pearl Jam albums with headphones on. I mean, it was kind of designed for that. I think because when you hear it in the car, it's kind of like, oh, that's some muddy production or something. And then you put headphones on, and it's like, oh, yeah, that sounds exactly right. Like your first guitar, you completely it. So I Am the Highway. What are you thinking about? Bar chord A minor, right? It's an A minor chord. Here, I'll get a little cleaner for you. But we're gonna do bar chord A minor. So 5, 7, 7, right? And then if you just leave these two guys, so A7 and D7, and then if you grab that minor third on G5, so you're doing it when you bar it. But if you leave now the E and the B strings open, you have this. And the reason why it's so mysterious is I call this the Weezer effect. Is because you've got the G5, which is 1/2 step higher than B open. So, right? But they're both ringing out together. So when they're together, you get this, which Weezer does 3 times, no fewer than 3 times in the Blue Album. The one that's coming to mind at this moment is this one. You don't even need that one. I got this. It's been a long time. Right, and then when you move it up, you got the literal exact same thing. The G, they're a 1/2 step down on the Blue Album, but literal exact same thing with the G5 and the. So you got. And it's a totally different chord they're playing. They're playing D7 there, right? C7, you got oop, oop, oop. I said oop before. So take your oops there, and then you move that little shape up. And so C7, D7, right? But it's not quite D7 because they got that B in there. So it's like a D with a 6 and a 7. Who cares what it's called? Point is, the I Am the Highway A minor chord is either. And I kind of like it this way, probably because this is the way I've always done it. And it might be right or it might be wrong. The other way is to leave the A string open, which is the same chord, A minor with a, right? It's probably that one. He's probably got the low A. So I was wrong. But that's my preference. So that's the. And I'm not quite clean enough for that to sound right. But I love Nothing As It Seems. Such a wonderful song. What's up? From Deadpool. Why'd you say that, Will? I just watched Deadpool for the first time earlier this week. And then we watched Deadpool 2. Man, that was a good movie. Any recommendations for a middle school band? You mean like a middle school rock band? Because when I was in middle school, I was in trumpet band. I was in band. Is that what you're talking about, Nash? And are you in middle school? And oh, okay, rock on. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Nash. I had a lesson with a guy today, one of my students, over Zoom, by the way. So anyone can take a lesson with me. You just go to my website and you just do it. We don't even have to talk. It knows my schedule, blah, blah. Anyways, but this guy I hang out with every Sunday. Oh, no freaking way. That's so cool, Will. That's really cool. Well, tell him I say my son and I loved his movie then. Oh yeah. So one of the things he was asking me about was what are the kids listening to today? And I used to know that answer to that question because I used to teach in person all day, every day, in on the West Coast near San Francisco at my music school, and it was a great time. But now I live in the woods in North Carolina, hence the Skype lessons. That said, I'm 6 years removed from knowing what the kids are listening to. But as I understand, I have a couple of kid students, and all the kid students now they're mostly adults. All the kid students I meet with are listening to the same stuff I listen to. And then we got into a whole conversation about, well, where's the good music today then? And my answer isn't, by the way, there isn't any. Of course there is, but I don't want to get into it right now. The point is, for many reasons, most of the kids are listening to the same thing I listen to, so you're Mr. Nash there. You play. I don't know how old you are or how advanced you are, but you can do your Smells Like Teen Spirit. Pick your favorite Green Day song. Pearl Jam songs tend to be hard unless everyone in your band happens to love Pearl Jam, because you always get to this spot where and then this one thing happens, but it only happens that one time, and you got to do this little thing, and too many little things. There you go. Talking about soccer. So, pick well, shoot. It depends on how long you guys have been playing collectively, Nash, I suppose. You've always got your Oh, okay. Well, then pick your favorite song. There you go. I always loved playing with the kids. I'm not really, Matt. I've taught people his songs before, but it's not ringing a bell. I mean, Purple Haze is cool. You can do Purple Haze, and when I do Purple Haze, there's a point at which I kind of go, well, that's enough. That's good enough. Yes, I think exactly. I always love playing this one with the kids. Let's see if I can. I love playing with that one with the kids. That one's really fun. Nerdvana, that's good. Why not? Keep it. Keep it. That's fantastic. Why am I here right now? I'm having trouble finding softballs, man. I keep thinking I have for softball Sunday, Please excuse me for just a moment. There you go. And I thought that I was yeah. Where do you live, Fender? Oh, Sonic's doing really good. He's starting to be, he's, like when you're sick, like whether you have the flu or whatever, and you're like, and you're the worst. And you can picture it like a donut, right? And it and as you get to the middle, it goes, and then it kind of like and then you're all better all of a sudden. I think he's really getting close to that. I have got a sick tortoise is the, you guys want to see, you guys want to see a tortoise? I'll play this song and then, Fender. Have we talked? Are you the man who sent me the pickup? Well, sure, Sophie. I don't really have a plan. Every time I try to make a plan, by the time I get to the yes, this pickup is so good in this guitar. I love it. It's in there finally. I don't remember when we talked last, but this guitar rips. I love this guitar so much. This is a like a, I don't know, an 06 or something Mexican Fender, and I prefer Mexican Fenders because they're not so nice that if you drop them or scratch them. I got this at an estate auction for next to nothing. And then you can kind of screw with them and make them your own. For instance, putting the pickup that my friend here, who likes his house cold, if I recall, Mr. Fender. And then you can screw around with them, like with this one. I swapped out the neck. If this was a $1,500 guitar, I wouldn't be screwing around with it. But since it was a $450 guitar, mind you, I think my mom bought me this when I was like 19 for Christmas or something. So like 4 years ago. Just kidding. Totally kidding. Whatever age you are, be happy for your experiences and the experiences to come. Man, I wouldn't trade being 40. I'm 40 for anything, because let me tell you what, being 26 sucks. So there's that. Okay, I'll bring the tortoise in after I play these two songs. Why does it suck? And I wish for so long, can I say, all the precious moments, can I say, it's not like winter falling, can I say, without you something's missing, can I say? Like I said, I'm not looking up the words, so I might just kind of make some sounds that sound like words, but that's often you can get away with the Eddie Vedder lyrics when you do that. Holding hands, their daughters and sons, and their fates are falling down, down, down. I have wished for so long, how I wish for you today. We all walked the long road, can I stay? There's no need to say goodbye. All the friends and family, all the memories flowing round, round, round. I have wished for so long, how I wish for you today. And the wind keeps blowing, and the sky keeps turning gray. Thanks, Julie. And the sun is setting, the sun will rise another day. Oh, yeah. I have wished for so long, how I wish for you today. Hey, thanks, Fender. Yeah, I used to think Eddie was kind of a dick. When he said, we got that award, and he stood up there, and I am not saying a YouTube Silver Creator Award is anything like an Emmy or a Grammy or whatever it was. But when he stood up there and he said, "I don't know what this means," and I thought, man, that's okay. That's ballsy and kind of anti everything, whatever, and without giving a hoot about what anyone thinks. But now I kind of get it, because I'm doing this to do it, and YouTube's giving me this lovely platform where I can thank you, Leo, thank you, where I can connect with you wonderful people, and it's got nothing at all to do with a subscriber count or a plaque or anything. That said, it is very exciting to to leap an order of magnitude, shall we say, especially because I've been at this for a little over 6.5 years. And when I started it, I had nothing in mind. I had no goal in mind. I didn't think it would become my job. I thought maybe I could make $200 a month and buy myself a used car. That's what I thought was kind of my big goal. So how neat how things go. What's up, Mr. John? How you doing? Who else do I got to a little bit of and ooh covers it. Yeah, I hear running's not the thing. Yeah, I'm a baseball player and a golfer, so I mostly do nothing. My sports involve nothing mostly, as it were. All right, one more, and then we can get the tortoise, and then we'll see what's happening next. Because somebody asked for this one. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. I seem to recognize your face. Yes, Nash. After this. Haunting, familiar, yeah. I can't seem to place it. Cannot find the candle of thought to light your name. Lifetimes are catching up with me. All these changes taking place. I wish I'd seen the place. No one's ever taken me. Hearts and thoughts, they fade away. Hearts and thoughts, they fade away. I swear I recognize your breath. Memories like fingerprints, they're slowly erasing. You wouldn't recall, for I'm not my former. It's hard when you're stuck up on the shelf. I changed by not changing at all. Small town predicts my fate. Perhaps that's what no one wants to see. I just want to scream, hello. My God, it's been too long. Never dreamed you'd return, but now here you are, and here I am. Hearts and thoughts, they fade away. 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 Hearts and thoughts, they fade. Everything Pearl Jam does, and for the record, Mr. Uma fan, my good friend. Hey, thanks. Thank you, Mr. Fox. Thank you, Mr. Barbero. Everything Pearl Jam has ever done and is current by definition. It's like the speed of light, right? Time stops for light. Time is ageless because as you go faster, time goes slower. And it's the same thing with Pearl Jam. All Pearl Jam music is by definition current. Nash, are you the singer in your band? I presume. Oh, that's so nice to hear. Soren, Thank you for saying hello. Cheers to you, and good luck on your guitar journey. Thank you. Uh, so Nash. Oh, you're asking for him. Let me. I'll go get the. I'll just. I was gonna go get the tortoise, and then I'll answer your question. But I'll just answer it. I am not a singing teacher. I can't teach you how to sing. I never had a singing teacher, and I sucked at singing for a very long time. And who said, Mr. Hicks there? Thank you for that comment. And also, your singing has improved over the last few years, I think. Anyways, I think that's true. There's been spots in my playing and singing time when it went kind of did one of these, right? And one of them was when I find myself suddenly in this music school teaching all these kids bands, being the School of Rock guy, right? And it wasn't School of Rock, by the way, it was something else. And the kids, there's no bass players and there's no singers, not none, but you're out. If you've got 10 bands of kids, then you got 7 without a singer or anyways. So, and then you've got these, recital concerty things coming up. Oh, what's up, Mr. Goddard? How are you? I was just hearing about your namesake on a podcast I listened to, and so if that's the same Goddard, the philosopher guy. Anyways, one of this moments was when I suddenly was singing at the top of my lungs for 20 hours a week. I got a lot stronger in the projection department because your singing voice is a muscle, so there's that. And as I see it, and I'm not a singing teacher, and I haven't studied singing, so this is purely what I think. So there I've said it. I think that there's 2 kinds of singers. There's and each type of singer has has levels in there. So let's take, for instance, Chris Cornell and Kurt Cobain and Eddie Vedder. They all sing very differently, right? But you can tell that none of them have ever and were never interested in haven't ever or were never interested in taking singing lessons. And in Eddie's prime, but you smoke cigarettes for a few decades, then it starts to catch up with you, which doesn't make me any less of an Eddie Vedder fan. I'm a huge, obviously, Eddie Vedder fan. Anyways, fantastic singer in the way he does. And Chris Cornell, holy crap. And Kurt Cobain, really fantastic at authentically using his voice in the way that he does. So then there's that kind of singer. And then there's your Breakfast at Tiffany's guy. If you watch my interview with him, and I commented on how very controlled his vocals are and how, doesn't matter where he's singing in his range. It's always super under control, very smooth. And if you looked at the pitch, it'd be right there. You know what I mean? Or your Michael Jackson or your Adam Levine. Can't stand the guy as an artist, but the way he sings is very, and I'm not saying, that very nice. So there's 2 kinds of singers. So I'm guessing, Mr. Nash, that this one is your buddy, right? I'm just guessing, right? And so if that's the case, then I think that you can be your own singing teacher. And this is what I did. You record yourself because you want to record songs, right? You record yourself, or just because you're supposed to, because this is my advice, my uninformed, purely my thought process advice. Yeah. So you record yourself and you say, "Ooh, I liked that thing that I did," and "Oh, I hated that thing." And so you keep that thing and you get rid of that thing and you replace this thing with something else. And over time, not like in 3 weeks, I'm going to practice really hard at singing for 3 weeks and I'm going to emerge a great singer for me. Right. Yeah, but you can be polished and authentic. I think maybe, I don't know. We could talk about that. So there's that. Yeah, use a mic and you don't have to sing loud, but it is, yeah. Oh, you mean the verse, Mr. World? So there you go. Yeah, listen to yourself sing, be your own critic, and mold your voice. Because, right, I could have I could have habituated talking like this, and if I did it all the time, you wouldn't find it odd at all. And I had a friend. I was telling my son this the other day. I had a friend in middle school. We were a group of really tight friends, hung out all the time, like 5 of us. And one of the kids, his name was Clay, and he had 2 voices. He had one really high voice, and he talked like this, and then he had one really low. But they were both really like they were both very natural, and nobody knew which one his real voice was. The point is, you habituate. I mean, just listen to people, watch old TV shows, right, and just look at the way they talk. They're a little faster, a little less flowy. They're a little more da 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 da. So we don't. If you were born in 1200, you wouldn't sound like you do today. The way you sound has to do with your preferences and choices, even just your talking voice and all the stuff going on around you. So when you listen to yourself, and first of all, when you listen to yourself sing for the first time, it's the same as I haven't talked to Clay in at least 20 years. I wonder what he's doing. Anyways, the reason why you always go, you hear yourself back on a video or whatever, you're like, oh, that's what I sound like. Oh, that's not what I sound like. Oh, you know what I mean? And I like that, Mr. Nim. Hey, I remember you. It's been a while. Your name's Chris Hansel. How do I know that? How do I know that? Okay. What was I saying? It's because when you hear yourself talk and sing, your ears are vibrating from the air, from your voice vibrating the air the normal way, and you're also hearing yourself through your body. So your body's resonating, and you always interpret yourself as deeper than you are to other people. So what's the word actually mean in that sentence? It means nothing. So the way you hear yourself is always deeper than the way the rest of the world hears yourself. So part of recording yourself and listening back and making these stylistic and habit choices, so to speak, is becoming accustomed to the way you actually sound. Because there's bad singers, don't get me wrong, in the world, and there are people who, when they sing, people will be like, oh, but that's not most people, right? And I used Mr. Law here, Geo Law. I didn't even mean to do it, and someone pointed it out to me one time that like most of, maybe half of my songs have a solid falsetto point in it. So I'm very comfortable in the falsetto range. And everyone has a recording studio in their pocket, and you can have a fine recording studio for not very much money, apart from not being in your pocket. Like I got this mic specifically for this purpose. This, I don't know, it was like $200, and also I gig with it, so. And then I've got my Mac, and you can use GarageBand, and that's fine for learning on, and you can use Logic, which is $200. So now we're up to $400 to have more technology in your office, apart from the computer, of course, but most people have that, than the Beatles could have ever dreamed of having in the 60s, right? And then your interface to connect your computer to your microphone, or vice versa, and $150 or $200. So we're talking about a computer plus $600, and you're good to go. You can make a serious recording with that if you have a talented person to work with the stuff. But and then obviously you can spend as much as you want on crazy gear and stuff. And I'm just gonna stop there. What was the question? Yeah, Mr. World, that's true. And you should find your own voice. Yes, singing for your gut. I like that. Some happy tobacco. Yeah, I don't know that that's bad for you. Yeah, the happy tobacco might not be bad for your voice. Well, Kurt didn't live obviously long enough for that to affect him, unfortunately. I think that might not. Yeah, but anyways. Oh, the turtle. I'll be right back. Who's in charge? Leah, Miss Fender, you're in charge. Tell your worst joke. Go. Keep it family friendly. Be right back with the turtle. Because they got a hole in one. This is so I've got 4 of these guys. This is and mind you, apart from my 2 box turtles that I have, it was a very bad joke. Well done. Well done, Fender. I'm waiting for the answer for the flying turtle. A shellicopter. So mind you, I've got 11 turtles here. They're actually right over there in the same room, except for 4 of them, and now 3 of them. I don't go to the pet store and buy turtles, right? If I had thousands of students over a decade and a half, and every once in a while you find someone who's got a pet turtle they don't want anymore. And I won't take just anything. I've had iguanas. They're a lot of work and a lot of space. And so, but turtles, well, first of all, I've had these 2 box turtles since I was 10. They're right over there. And I bought them from a pet store. I was 10 and all the neighborhood kids, it was a thing. Everyone was getting a box turtle pet. So I did too, you know. Right. So I always was fascinated by turtles. Just always have been. And so some guy nearby, these poor things, I mean, they're not endangered in the wild as far as I understand it. They're from Africa. This is a sulcata tortoise. This is named Sonic, this one, because he's the fastest one of the 4. And these things are prolific baby makers. I don't remember the exact number. I think one can have up to, I mean, like a crazy amount, but possible would be like 100 babies a year, right? So and they come out and they're like this big. And so I took 3 of them off of his hands because he had so many. And the poor things, there's more of them as a group. I mean, there's yes, they're fighting crime. The Ninja Turtles were red-eared sliders, though. If we believe Ninja Turtles 1, right? Because when they go back and they tell the story, those are red-eared sliders. So those are pond turtles. I've got a yellow-bellied slider who's staring at me right now. Anyways, so I had one of these guys because I had a friend who had one, and his name's Terrence. You've seen Terrence. He was in my, if you watched all the way to the end of my, the Killers song I did on Friday. Why can't you tell? The P is silent. That's good. That's really good. Oh, fun story. Fun fact there. The pater in pterodactyl this is an etymology fact. Is that the right word? Maybe. The pater in pterodactyl is the same pater from helicopter, and helicopter is helio. I think like kind of going around. Pater. So 2 things spinning around. I thought that was fascinating. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so I got this Terrence. He was about this big. My friend had him. I was like, that's a sulcata tortoise, right? And she was like, no, what's that? And I explained that a sulcata tortoise is the 3rd largest living tortoise species. So a huge adult would be like 200 pounds. And a normal adult would be like 100 pounds, male. And a normal female would be like 70 pounds. So this here is 7 years old. And when I got Sonic, he and his 3 siblings, I think I have 4 boys, thankfully. So I won't have to worry about making a separate area for them. And they have an outdoor area because I live in the middle of nowhere. We've got a great big giant yard, and I dragged rocks from the woods, and I made this huge 100-foot sided triangle with rocks, knee high. They can't climb. They're not good climbers. So they're just outside. Spring, summer, and fall, sun up to sundown, and that's what they should be doing. They eat grass, and they need sunshine for their bones to form properly and everything. So lucky tortoises, right? That said, they will outlive me, so I'll have to have a plan. And Sonic has scales. Let's see. May your dad rest in power, Mr. World. I love that. Thanks for telling me, Mr. World. Oh, your scales. Okay, yeah, yeah. There's a It's a very structured conversation, which I find I'll get back to Sonic. The scales and the conversation is a very structured conversation that I find YouTube doesn't lend itself for me knowing that it landed, which is something that as a teacher, which is what I am. I love teaching. I love teaching. I don't get any satisfaction if I make a video about how to play a song and I'm like, I think I said that pretty well. I think that more people than not are going to understand what I said and I get that. But if I'm going to make some courses and I'm going to about that kind of thing because I need to know that it followed a thing. And when you're on YouTube, you just get a random video. You have to go through a lot of effort. So I think if I made like a bunch of videos, because they're big topics, right? If I made a bunch of videos, it would be it would be the minority of people who watched one of the videos that watched them all. And that kind of, so yeah. Oh, true. Okay. All right. True. So I do plan on making some courses and I'm very excited to. I need to clear some things out of my path before I do that, but it'll happen, but not like tomorrow and not like in 2 months, but sometime. So these guys anyway, so I brought them all home and in the car and all three of them fit into a little Chinese takeout thing, right? So I had Terrence and 3 brand new born babies, 7 years ago. And, on his way to being 100 pounds and live for 200 years. And they're all doing great. They're running around like crazy in so much as tortoises can run whatever, and eating the grass and the weeds and they're just living life. And then there's just one day in the early winter and they've got an inside spot. They sleep in there and they begrudgingly spend a couple of months, penned up, but everyone's doing fine. We treat them all the same. And then this guy just wasn't moving. He wasn't, and if you grabbed his leg, well, he just yanked his leg in, but he's doing much better. And no idea what's wrong with him. No clue. Vet, I got nothing. So I've been keeping him warm. He's under a UV lamp. I've been hand feeding him baby food with a syringe every night and giving him a warm bath. And this is probably 6 weeks into this process, and he's doing a lot better. And he started walking just a few days ago for the first time. So I think Sonic's going to be just fine. No idea what happened or why. Confusing. No, not going to think about it. Just, I have a good tortoise doc actually, about an hour away, and she's wonderful. And she cured my Sylvia of a flu basically last winter. I was totally terrified that Sylvia wasn't going to make it. And Sylvia's great now. So I do have a good tortoise doc. But usually you can tell you can tell they're sick, and Sonic looked great apart from not being able to move. So it was a very worrisome time, but I'm no longer worried. And it's not like, this is right, Sonic. So just the fact that he does that now and like, doesn't like that's all good. That's all good. Give him some CBD. I don't know. Do tortoises have endocannabinoid systems? I'm going to put Sonic back and I'll be right back. True. You're everyone tell a joke. Go. A bad one. All bad. Keep it family friendly. Yes, Sonic is a star. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm wearing a Batman shirt. That's funny. Where's my? Here they are. It's not like I'm chasing the views or anything, because if I was, I would be conducting my channel differently. But it's another thing entirely when I put out a video and like nobody watches it. For that same reason we just talked about. What do you say? Bruised Wayne. Nice. All right, so when I do a gig, which happens sometimes, and I just play by myself because it's so much easier to bring one guitar and one amp and not have to rehearse with anybody. I've got this big list, and the bands are divided into numbers, and the idea is if I'm going to play for like 3 hours, which I usually do, I can't practice like for a 3-hour set. So I've just got a list of songs I kind of know how to play. And I do my best, and sometimes great and sometimes bad, but it's like practice, right? So the reason I'm telling you this is, yeah, you have to true. You have to. Oh, hello, Diane, excuse me, in Brazil. Welcome, lovely to speak with you. The only way to start it, which was how I started it, is say I'm going to do this just to do it, and that's it. Because then you can't get disappointed unless you don't do it. Then you'd be disappointed. But that's it. And it took I did voices recently. I throw Alice in Chains in there whenever it pops into my brain. And you guys commenting requests actually affects what pops into my brain. So, keep doing it. And then there's me. I don't know stuff, so I don't know what Confusion is. Is that an Alice in Chains song? Because yeah. Anyways, I won't get into it. So what I'm trying to say is I'm asking for a number between. Where's my, here it is. Between 1 and 29. That's fine, Tim. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I fully intend on doing all the Alice in Chains songs. I think if I've been doing this for 6.5 years, I got who was first? Got a 24. We've got 23 and a half more years to go. I think we'll do it. Yeah, just post them. What's up, Stan? All right, who's 24? Oh, man. I was hoping that wasn't going to be it. All right. Oh, man. I'll just play the first little bit of this song because. How does it start? Chill out, what you yelling for? Lay back, it's all been done before. And if you could only let it be, you will see I like you the way you are. When we're driving in your car and you're talking to me one-on-one, but you become somebody else, like everyone else. You're watching your back, like you can't relax. You're trying to be cool, you look like a fool to me. Tell me, why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? I see the way you're asking like you're somebody else, gets me frustrated. Life's like this, you fall and you crawl and you break and you take what you get and you turn it into. Honestly, you promised me I'm never gonna find you faking. No, no, no. That's in the category of my sons usually at my performances, and it's the list of songs I'll say, well, this is Cortland's favorite song, and so I'm going to play it, and then I'll start playing in it because he has. It's an ironic choice, is the point. Okay, okay. So what do we get? Not 24, and then I'll put songs on that list, and by the time I ever get to them. We've said 24. Okay, next, between 1 and 29. Not to ignore the ones that went previous. I just want this to be very random. Sometimes Sophie says 6. I wonder what's on 6. Sometimes Tim, I try not to because then I'll never remember how to play it if it gets too far away. Yeah. So there's that. Sophie says 6. Sophie has on her channel, by the way, she's got a lovely cover of Black, and you'll hear yours truly singing backup singing on it. So go check out Sound of Sophie's lovely singing and playing channel. And I hope you're great, Sophie, of course. She says, well, you must be busy with actual life then. What'd she say? I already forget. I can't. It says 6. Wonder what 6 is. Not a clue. Not a clue. Oh, okay. All right. I could get down with this, but which one do I pick? Okay. Do you want to hear a parody or a real song? Or I could play, I do kind of like doing that one. Can I do that one? She says parody. Elena says parody. Here we go then. Okay, this one, I've got 2 parodies of this song. And the first one I'm very proud of because it genealogically adds up, we'll say. I'm the son of mom and dad, who each had their own mom and dad, who had a mom, who was your great-great-great-grandma. Oh, wait, how's this go? I got my 2 parodies stuck in my head. Oh, I got this. I'm going to start over. That didn't happen. I'm the son of mom and dad, who each had their own mom and dad, who had a mom, who was your great-great-great-grandma. She had a grandma of her own, who did not live alone. She had a house and home with your great-great-great-great-great-grandpa. One of my party tricks, though, is playing that song all the way through. Not the parody. I haven't parodied the whole thing. And then I've got another one about your mother who owns a pirate store. Your mother owns a pirate store where she sells things pirates adore, like eye patches and peg-a-legs and other pirate things. She's also in a book club. She reads so clean and scrub-a-dubs with soapy soap and shampoo-y poo, and they'll read their books to you. And there's nothing quite so clean as those kind ladies who read, but they'll stop at chapter 3 because it's time to go to sleep. So they can wake up early the next morning and open the pirate store. Yay! Shampoo-y poo, soapy soap. You just got to fill up the syllables. Shampoo-y poo. I purchased an NES this week, and it arrived. And we're going, Sophie, I know you work in video games. But we started to notice that, our son wasn't having any satisfaction with, the Fortnite and all the games that are so fast paced and you know what I mean? So, and it was starting to affect him, you know what I mean? And so I bought an NES. I said, this is our game system and we're gonna beat. So I got Mario 1, right, and an NES, and we plugged it in on Friday for the first time, and yeah, Nintendo Entertainment System. You did, right? And I'm up there, and at first he's like, "Oh, I'll play this boring game, and then he's like, "Well, if I have to play a boring game, at least it's fun playing it with somebody else, me." And I'm sitting there, and we're playing, and he's never played it for real before. On the NES, he's having the authentic experience. Plug it in, doesn't quite work. It's flashing. Okay, press the power button. If you grew up with NES, you know all these things. Okay, take out the cartridge, blow on the inside, put it back in. Rub it 10 times to get it warm, and eventually it starts to work. And it's like it's like the magic moment when the thing actually starts to work. And then you're playing, and it'll just stop. It'll just shut off for no reason whatsoever. And well, we got it working, and he went from I got to play this boring game to, well, if I have to play this boring game, it's kind of fun playing it with somebody to talk to. And that now he's so into it, but he's not getting angry. You know what I mean? And so now it's we're not gonna bust out a second game until we beat this game. And so I'm playing, and I'm staying just one level ahead of him. So if I beat 1-1, world 1, whatever. Thing 1, yeah, that's what I'm having. And the point is, we played it for hours, which is, I don't really like video games. At some point, I don't know if it's my brain development when I turned 30 or something, or I remember it was like 28 and suddenly I didn't like them anymore, or if it was the games weren't appealing to me, and now I know that it's the games were no longer appealing to me because we're up there, and I'll beat the first world, and if he doesn't beat the first world, I'll just keep dying, so I don't go too far ahead of him, because you take turns in Mario 1, right? First guy, second guy, first guy, second guy. And so I played 1-1 for an hour and a half, and I didn't get bored for 1 second. It's a complete blast. No offense, Sophie. I'm sure I haven't played any of your games, and especially not 23 years ago as well. Why am I talking about NES? I have no idea. Give me another number. That was the Green Day number. 1 through 29, not 6. Yeah, Mario games are great. Not 6, not 24. 3. What kind of a number is 3? Just kidding. What a dumb idea. Oh, sweet. I was kind of hoping. I've been wanting to play this song for a little bit. So yeah, I think I need the words to this one. Maybe not. Yeah, why not? And I don't have lyrics memorized, so I bring my iPad. Just look up the words, know how to play it mostly, and then look up the words. And it's good practice, whether you're in front of people or not, right? Because you're practicing dragging it out of your brain, and when you get better at digging in and dragging it out, then you'll never forget it. I think. I don't know. I love singing this song. Oh, oops! I just Googled the song, not the song and the lyrics. That's not what I meant to do. Come on, man. Now I got it wrong. There we go. Hi, Sophie. Happy Sunday. Yes, go to bed. What's up, Arthur? Okay, go Cowboys. Is it football season? I feel comfortable telling this story here because it's buried deep in a live stream that not many are going to see. I had lunch with Stone Gossard in September. Speaking of football, and it's the first time we ever met in person. And we were just like, you'd ask you of anybody you were meeting for the first time in person. We had a lovely time, and he asked me. He says, "Do you watch NFL football?" And I was like, and we'd agreed with almost everything we'd said previously. And I said, "I do not watch NFL football." And he almost looked a little sheepish. He was like, I said, "Do you watch NFL football?" And he goes, "I do." Apparently it's football season is the point. I'm a Steelers fan, being that I'm kind of from Pittsburgh. And I've been to Steeler games. So there you go. All right. You figure out which fingers to use. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova in the sky. Wake up the dawn and ask her why. Dream a dream, she never dies. Wipe that tear away now from your eye. Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova, 'cause people believe that we gotta get away for the summer. Where am I? But you and I, we live and die. The world keeps spinning round. We don't know why. Why? You made a choice there. Oh, I could have called and answered with my own kazoo. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova in the sky. I don't know how this song ends. That's the mood I wanted to be in. Thanks for that choice. Who said it? Who said 3? Leo. Thanks, Leo. The plum tree is gonna get cut down, and then I need to get a belt sander, because Tim, every time, especially because I moved to the woods. You've lived in the woods for a long time, and over the course of time, you collect all the things you need. We got a 4-wheeler and a truck, and all kind of tools that I never knew what they were, and now I do. And hey, I'm a fan. Thanks for hanging out, man. Thanks for coming by. And a belt sander is what I need. I keep buying other tools, but that plum tree will get cut down, Tim. And the reason I'm talking about this is because I've got this plum tree that died in the front yard, and I'm going to cut it down, and I'm going to turn it into kazoos, official me kazoos. And then they will be for sale sometime. I know, Tim, I've been talking about this for a year and a half, but it will happen along with my courses and my album. It's all going to happen. And it's all going to happen all at once, but it's not going to seem like anything's happening. That's all. All right. Give me another number. Bill Paxton. Seven, Nash says. I wonder what 7 is. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Here we go. How do I get out of the beginner pentatonic hole? Mr. Equip. Learn all 5 shapes. Do A minor, right? Shape 1. Shape 2. Don't learn all 5 shapes. Learn 3 shapes. Shape 5. That will cover 80% of your needs for your whole life. Shape 1, shape 2, shape 5. Soloing in A minor from here to here, right? And then, of course, an octave higher. That'll take care of 80% of your needs for your whole life, in my opinion. I'm not a lead guitar player. I can teach you guitar solos. I can teach you the scales. I can show you why. Then you learn. So pick your favorite solos because your English teacher said it, right? Because your English teacher said it. The best way to become a better writer is not to write more, it's to read more. And so my argument is that writing is a creative exercise. Soloing is a creative exercise. Reading a book in this proportion, right? Reading a book, writing, X, soloing is our mathematical proportion there, right? So the X is learning guitar solos. That's your reading guitar solos. When you pay attention to a person or you read books, it affects the way you speak. You learn words, syntax, all that stuff. Same thing with solo. So pick the one favorite solo. Don't go crazy. Don't pick Hotel California the first time because it's this long. Pick something doable. What's up, Luke? Oh, thanks, Luke. Thanks, Luke. How you doing, Luke? Pick a solo that's reasonable. Hey, pick the wish list solo. My favorite solo in rock and roll, Stone's wish list solo. You're not going to learn very much from that, but you'll learn a little bit. The point is, I'm glad to hear that, Luke. What kind of guitar do you have, Luke? The point is, the solos have moves in them. So moves could be, let's talk about the daughter solo. You can learn a lot from the daughter solo because it's, what's up, Nick? I was never going to cover Sunday Bloody Sunday. How's Nick doing? How you doing, Nick? How's winter treating you in New York? Pick the daughter solo. I don't have a dream guitar. I like to get up to, as I said, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Nick. As I said, my guitars are all up here. As I said, I like to get guitars and make them my own. So none of the guitars I own are really expensive. But I like to make them the way, and it's about the tone, right? So this is to me, that's the Eddie Vedder tone. That's a little too broken up, but that's because I put this guitar in the other one. Are you still surfing, Nick? You're crazy. I'm still golfing. Well, I live in North Carolina, so it's not that crazy. Okay, you live in New York. Anyways, so moves, and you got to have a move diary, right? Literally have a tab book and record your moves. And by moves, I mean this. The daughter solo kicks off with this. Right, so you get this little move. Then you have to understand, this is just for instance, right? Then you have to understand that we're talking about the E, because daughter's in the key of G. That's different tuning, but that's the gist of it. In the key of G. So we're talking about the E minor pentatonic. That's G's relative minor, shape 1. Shape 5 would be down here, so we can't play it. And shape 2. Whoops. And then you realize that this thing that Mike does in daughter is those parts of shape 2. Okay, so now you've got a move in your move diary. Give it a name, not like Harold. Call it hammer triplets. That's what I call it, because you hammer, and there's 3 of them. Blueberry, 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 hammer triplets. That's your first move, and you have to understand that hammer triplets happens in shape 2 in whatever key. So if your song's in the key of A major. And now you'd think I was soloing my own solo, but I'm just playing Mike McCready's Hammer Triplets from Daughter, and he didn't make that up. Someone else made it up, and he took it off of his solo, his move diary. So that's, in a nutshell, how you learn to solo. You need to learn your words and phrases that you like from other people's solos and put them in your own context. That's not stealing. When you write a book, you don't make up new words. You use the words we all use, and the moves are like the words, and you string them together. The notes are like the words. The moves are like the sentences, and you stream them together to make paragraphs, and that's what a solo is. Batman theme. Hey, thanks, man. It's just the shirt I wore to bed last night because it's Sunday. What was the number we were on? Who said something? It was above Luke. I'm going to play a couple more, and then I'm going to go play some NES. I'm going to go play some Mario 1. We got to beat Mario 1 so we can move on to game number 2. Nash said 7. See what 7 is. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to play this one. We'll see, because this is one of these solos that I mostly know. Hey, speaking of solos, but it's a little tricky, so if I don't practice it, it kind of goes away a little bit. But I'm going to play it slow, the solo, when I get there. I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. Well, I had $1 million, but I'd spend it all if I could find that Hana and that Sancho that she's found. Well, I'd pop a cap in Sancho and I'd slap her down. But I really want to know, my baby, what I really want to say, I can't define. Well, it's love that I need. My soul will have to. There it is. And then you stop and you practice, even if you're in front of people. Know what happens? No. All I really want to know, my baby, I really want to say is there's just one way back, and I'll make it. My soul will have to wait. Thanks, bro. That's funny, Tim. All right, one more. Give me a number, somebody. Give me a number. 1 to 29, not on any of the ones that we've said. What do we have? Not 24, not 6, not 7, and not 28. Oh, boy. This could be dangerous. 2 28s in a row. This is meant to be. I hope it's something I can do. Oh, man. All right, here we go. Oh, no. to find it. Major, minor. Ruthie. Some lady who lives in my house. She's nice. Her name's Ruthie Newman. If any of you can introduce me to her. This is my Schecter PT that I have modded to heck's sake. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Peaches come from a can, they were put there by a man in a factory downtown. If I had my little way, I'd eat peaches every day. Sun-soaking bulges in the shade. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Took a little nap where the roots on twists, squished a rotten peach in my fist, and dreamed about you, woman. Put my finger down inside, make a little room for an ant to hide. Nature's candy in my hand, or a can, or a pie. What's up, Justice? Yeah. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. This was really fun. We'll do this more often. And practice your numbers 1 through 29. Lump, yeah, well, better or worse, whatever. That's the one that I don't know that Lump goes well. Me personally, solo. Thanks, Luke. Thank you for being here, everybody. I hope you're all safe and warm and dry. And thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate it. I'll see you. Leo, thank you, friend. Yeah, everybody take care. Lovely to speak to those of you with whom I've spoke before, and lovely to speak with those of you with whom I haven't. I'll see you guys next time with more stuff. I don't know where that came from. have a great Sunday evening, everybody. Unless you're in Australia, then have a great Monday morning. Oh, we got to sing the Craziest Friends theme song. That's why it doesn't feel right. Craziest Friends theme song. It goes like this. D, undeniably, because this has been a meeting of the craziest friends. D, undeniably. One more D, most decidedly. One last D, the craziest friends. Richmond, Virginia, you northerner. The craziest friends. G, D, G. So no practice. You get it over time. D, 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 G, D, G, a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, go. Undeniably, most decidedly, the craziest friends. Bye for now. Everybody be fantastic. I'll see you soon.